good evening and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, back in the show this evening is the legend that is Albert and the one and only South Side. How we doing, gentlemen?
I'm good. How are you too?
Aye, good to be back, Ox. Good to be on the show, and happy 12th of July, everybody listening in.
Here. Glorious 12th. Yep. Remember what it's all about, mate? It's a long story.
Correct.
How are you, Albert?
Bit tired, mate. Walking up and doing that garden with my flute. Enjoying the day. Sunshine. Good to be a proddy.
Yes. South Side, how's things in the South Side world? Looking forward to the pre-season games and getting back to normal, mate?
Aye, looking forward to it. It's been ages, feels like it's ages since we've had a chance to watch the famous, but looking forward to the pre-season games when they come along. And sore feet for the usual walking this time of the year, but apart from that, mate, it's all good.
Yeah. Albert, do you read a lot into pre-season? Do you make snap judgments? What's your take on it?
I don't take much of it, mate, to be honest with you. Unless you've got everything in place, that's all. You're just trying to fine-tune everything, but not really, mate. It's just to take it with a pinch of salt. I want to play well. I want Rangers to win, of course, but nah, not much, mate.
I know you're a big fan of the pre-season games outside. Oh.
That'll be right. Listen, you go just to get to see the Rangers straight away at the start of the season. Don't read a lot into it. I mean, if you look back in seasons past and we've seen the state of some of the players at pre-season games, you think, miles off it. And it's just about getting minutes into the minute and just trying to get them a bit fitter. Don't take it into day with results. Obviously, you want Rangers to win if it is a friendly. But I mean, if it's in one each draw or something like at the end of it, I'm not coming away reading too much into it, mate. It starts when the season starts, the first league game. That's when it matters.
So we sort of had a bounce game there on Wednesday and two sort of different teams, 45 minutes. You know, the opposition manager was quite complimentary. We never managed to score any goals. Kept a clean sheet. I seen Butland did a good save. I saw that. Typical Jack. That's it. It's a training exercise all there, isn't it?
Aye, that's all I took it. I mean, I seen one run to, I think it was Cortez, ran right through the centre, like a bullet. I was quite happy with that. I said, somebody that actually can run. It's a bit of speed there. I'm happy with that, mate. But I took it. You just take it for what it is. It's just training, and it's just a glorified training session.
Aye. That's fair. Southside, when you're looking at the signings and that, obviously, we're no signing guys that we all know instantly, so you've not seen them, so you can't make a judgment. It looks as if he's trying to put some legs in the team. That's my initial thoughts, mate.
Energy, aye. The players, it sort of looks like he's signed at the moment. You look at Connor Barron, Yefty, by all accounts, motors up and down for what they say about him. Not actually seen him. Connor Barron that we've seen, same idea, will get about the park. Cortez that we've seen splashes before he got injured, mobile, fast, quick. Diamande, same idea. Gets good movement, good legs, energy, and probably better this season going forward. So looking at the signings, that's what I think we're going to get it. I think we'll get a lot of work rate, a lot of energy throughout the team, something that was missing last year.
Doing my bridge here, Albert, but what are you picking up? Are you seeing it similar? Legs into the team. He's trying to build partnerships slowly, and we've not seen enough. We don't know these players. But, yeah.
There's several things he's done, mate, or he's trying to do. One is bring the wage bill down. 2 is bring the age down. 3 is get the legs into the team. 4 is get the hunger back in the team, the desire to win. He's trying to do all these things and more.
Whoa, wait a minute, mate. Have you got a list there?
No, that was off
okay.
the top.
Sorry, I just wondered.
I'm on a special mission with my list at the moment. No, I mean, it's not football related. I'll leave that at that. So he's trying a few things, mate. We're trying to build a squad here. He's got a difficult job, as we keep saying. But I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing. And I know you're coming on to it. What Neil was it Coppin? Was it Coppin? What he's saying as well. He's saying all the right things as well. So it's definitely legs, mate. Definitely party. I
take your point about the wage bill, mate. I mean, I don't think our wage bill was such for the guys that were playing is the issue. The problem we had, I'll take us to Southside, then you can come in on there once you've calmed down. But I think the problem was Southside, it's the money we've been playing for guys that have been constantly sitting in the stand.
Aye, players picking up money for little return. That's probably where it's been, Ox. And some of them are sitting on still hefty contracts. And to be honest, Clement and Coppin, Coppin, we'll need to try and move these players out the door. We'll have to get players out. We have to start getting players out to get money in. So that's his job. I think Clement's probably told some of the players that they'll not be part of these plans, and hopefully their agents will be doing the best they can to start moving them. But transfer window shuts on the 1st of September, innit? So it could be a long time before we can start to see some movement quickly. We do hope that they've been moving by now, but it isn't the case. But hopefully over the next couple of weeks, Ox, we'll get a few of them out the door and get some money in the door, and then we can maybe get the targets that we've probably got in mind and maybe setting the deals up, but just can't get them now until we start to get players out the door.
If it comes to fruition and Scott Alright goes to Sheffield Wednesday, it'll be a sad day for myself, Albert.
Aye, half-mast. Flags about half-mast, mate. Just by the wage bill, mate. The wage bill, it's actually working against us. We're in wage bills working against us. We're being over-generous with these salaries they're getting, or the contracts they're giving some of these players, and we just can't shift them. And they don't want to be shifted. Good example of Scott Wright. Why would they? I don't blame these players for accepting what we're giving them. I mean, good money. But it's the people like Golston, Tavernier and Morelos, Kent, these people, Barisic. I mean, you upped them. We kept upping their wages. It gets to a stage, it's not just unsustainable, it's stupid, because you're never going to get them off the books, because no club's ever going to pay the wages that we're paying them for the standard of player that they are. We're way well overpaying these type players. So we back ourselves into this corner now. We're trying to get ourselves back out it again, and it's going to prove difficult. But as Clement says, and it's part of the interview, and I don't want to steal your thunder with the interview. No. It's people are walking out the door for nothing, and that can't happen. That can't keep on happening.
Well, it can't happen. It will happen, and it'll continue to happen, but it can't happen as often. Does that make sense?
Yep, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, you're going to have people constantly always run down their contract in modern football. It's something that's going to happen. You know, you might have your star player there, or you might have a player you want to get off the books, but he's not going to move because he knows he's not going to match the wages. And your point's right. You know, I'm maybe not Southside. This might sound a wee bit crazy, mate. Don't mind them on higher wages if it was sort of the contracts were weighted in their favour. If you weren't playing, it was X, and if you were playing, it's Y when you reward people.
Aye, that makes sense. But you have to structure that throughout your club probably at times and stick to it. We know why we pay sometimes higher wages to attract certain players, because of the league that they're coming to. That's the first and foremost thing. They're coming to play in this league. They want to come and play for the club. If we were in playing in English Premiership, for talking sake, down there, we'd have had loads of players dying to come to us, you know. But it's the league that they're coming to play in. That's the hint. That's the thing. But we offer them European football, and that's the incentive. But it's like Hadji's agent. I think I heard something about he said if him and his brothers would gladly pay Hadji's contract out. Well, he's £3-4 million, and we'll sell him to him, and he can go and release Hadji and do what he wants with him. To be honest. Because he was talking nonsense during the week and all. I heard him saying about how he gets X amount of money and he's got 2 years left and it might be hard to get a club to buy him. How's it hard? He should be marking them. It's Hadji. Clubs will want them, so I don't think we'll be hard to deal with Ox as a club. I don't think we'll ask for too much money from him, but I believe we'll have a figure, and if it was probably about £3 million, would that not be fair enough to get him out the door?
It's also getting the wages off the books.
Aye.
That's reasonable. Obviously, if the boy had been doing well, I mean, he's an internationalist. He took part in the European Championships. He always shows glimpses, Hadji. But there's a figure, and it's also the wages, and it might be time to move on, all better.
If he goes to the right club, if he goes to the right club, the commercial side it for the club that he signs for. I'm thinking Galatasaray here. They'll make a fortune, mate. They'll get their money back plus quite quickly. But if he signs for like Plymouth or something like that, I mean, no, he's not going to survive in these clubs. Me personally, I think it's all about his name now. It's got nothing to do with his ability, because I don't think he's got the pace, the strength to play at that standard of football anymore. I watched a couple of the remaining games, not the whole game, but he played the minutes he played. I don't think he done much, mate, at all. In fact, I didn't even think he influenced any of the games apart from winning that penalty.
Well, I don't. Listen, I think Hadji's got ability. I've always thought he had ability. He's got a brain, but another player to get to that level, I think it was Fox always said, our players have always got something missing. In some respects, I think Fox said it one. And Hadji to get to that level, if he just had a bit of pace, he would have been frightening. Not saying to be as good as his dad, Southside, you know what I mean? But
no.
He showed glimpses, intelligence, space, make things happen. He's 2-footed, he can pass at times, but he just lacks that pace. And also, let's also be honest, the injury he got, that was a horrendous one and total bad luck. And I think it was the third round of the Scottish or something, and just not use, and then bang, knee replacement.
I think he was a good, talented player. I think he had good vision. I think he done well for us in the 55 season, contributed in a lot of games and scored quite a few goals and had quite a lot of assists. I think European football suited him as well. He's not got hundreds of pace, but I think in this league, if you've got other pace round about you, Hadji's done more in a Rangers jersey, in my opinion, than what Todd Cantwell and Tom Lawrence have. And he's probably played about the same amount of football in terms of since he's been on the park. Hadji played maybe 2 seasons, season and a half, and then get injured.
Roxy Bear's done more than to in a Rangers jersey.
But that's what I'm saying, but they get to play in the favoured position. And I think Hadji in there would have done a lot more in the Rangers jersey, or he would have played in the right and probably contributed more for us. But he has to be sold. There's no point in thinking back to what he could have done or what he might do. And people say the longer you get, the better. People think you're better than what you might have been. But for me, Hadji has to go. And hopefully we'll get decent money. Same as Cantwell will need to go. Same as Tom Lawrence will need to go. No, these players need to go and we get money in from them.
Aye. It's no joke. The money, getting the money in, also is all we're pointed out, getting them after wage bill to help you to your next players, And if they're not playing, they're not an asset all there, are they, really?
No, I mean, they're just a drain. I mean, look at the ones that left. There was 5 left. 3 of them weren't playing at all. I mean, but they're drawing a huge amount of money out of the club. I know what happens. We're in a situation we can't afford this anymore. And the fact that you've got to entice people to play up here with Europe is one thing, but we're overpaying to get them to come up here. Well, we're shopping in the wrong markets then, mate, because there's a lot of players out there with real talent and real ability, real speed, a whole lot, who are just not getting a chance in the right leagues. Or outside the Premiership and the Championship, outside of that, go offshore, go away and look somewhere else. There's a lot of talent out in the world football, a lot of talent. They got the opportunity to play for a club the size of Rangers and get European football and a decent wage. I'm not saying a brilliant, a decent wage. They jump at a chance because, let's be honest about it, Scottish football and all the leagues in Europe are stepping stone to the Premiership. Now, let's be honest about it. Now, everybody in Europe, or most of 95% of the players in Europe are all trying to get to the Premiership, where it's a land of molten honey and stupidity, where they just throw money about like confetti and just they'll give you a salary for nothing. They will, because they can afford it. But now I think we're starting to stay. With Clement and his team coming in, they are starting to try and wise us up and say, look, don't start looking about. They've bought Diamondi and they brought Cortez in. I mean, the Moroccan boy, can't remember his name. You've got Brazilian left back. You've got the young boy for Milan. I mean, you're sitting saying to yourself, this sounds a bit better. This sounds, man, they've still got to go in and prove themselves, still got to see them. I'm not saying they're brilliant players right now, but no, they're not costing us anything for a start, for a fee, and their wages will only be as high as Roofs, Jacks, or Barisic's. They'll no Kents, Morelos, or these type players. They'll not be anywhere near that. They'll not be anywhere near they kind of wages, man. No way. Mm-hmm. And they'll never get to the wages at Ibrox anymore, because by the time they hit the decent standard, we'll have moved them on and made more money, went for other players. That's just the way it is, mate.
Mm-hmm. Aye, well, fine. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do, lads, if it's all right with you two. We're going to hear from the manager, Phil Clement, and then we'll get the phone lines opened. And it is your show. We need you to come in and throw us a bone. We know the big talking point at Ibrox, so I'm sure that'll be mentioned in the interview. And we'll come back to it, we'll get the boys' thoughts on it, and we'll get your thoughts on it. Maybe it's nothing to do with football, but it's the thing that's been driven in the media, and it's a big talking point amongst within support. Right, so if you don't mind, gentlemen, get yourself on mute, and let's see if our gaffer, Philippe Clement.
Get the elephant in the room out of the way first. The situation.
Are there elephants here? Not in Holland, I know.
The situation with the stadium, it is not ideal. How have you been able to adjust to the not being away or not being at Ibrox for the start of the season?
Yeah, of course, at the first moment, you're surprised about that, and it's not the ideal situation, but that's our life. You always need to adapt. There's no use of having bad thoughts or keep on thinking about things you cannot change. So it's also something that everybody's working really hard on to be as fast as possible back to Ibrox. It's also one thing that the club did for the fans, for our disabled fans also, and for the other fans to relocate them and to make things better in the stadium. And then with the shipment, you don't have control of that. I don't know the precise details, and it's also not important, because at the end, for me, one thing is important. It's when we are back there. So it's not totally clear yet for the moment, 100%, but we're getting to a solution, and that's the most important, looking for solutions.
And that's the one thing you've always maintained since you came in here. There are no excuses. You find a solution and you work.
Yeah, that's the way, because if you live in excuses, you will never get success. Because it's easy to find in life excuses why not to be successful. Mm. That's the easiest thing. And of course, along a way to have success, there are difficulties, there are problems, there are situations that you think, what is this? How can we solve this? That's part of the job. That's part of life. So that's the nice things always about winning things or having success in life. People only see the success at the end, but they don't see the path towards that, and it's always with obstacles. And it's like that, so we need to take it like that and make the best out of it.
And you also know that the Rangers fans, no matter where you mentioned last year, if we need to play in a car park, we play in a car park. The Rangers fans will be there.
Yes, but we think also about them, and we try to find solutions that. And the club is looking for that, to find solutions that it's the least. How do you say this? Inconvenient for them. Mm-hmm. So that's also a priority. Mm-hmm. We could say, okay, we go to play in a big stadium in England or something, but then it's really difficult for the fans to get there, and we want them to be there. They're super important for us. So we're trying to find solutions that is the least inconvenient for them.
It looks like it's going to be Hampden. There's some issues with the pitch there. Are these sort of things that you have an input in? Do they ask your advice in terms of, you'd prefer the team to go?
Yeah, we talked about that, but I think first about the fans, like I said. And secondly, the pitch is also super important, so we need to have certain guarantees around that, or otherwise also to have a backup plan. If it's not good enough, that you can first maybe do something else. We will see. So we're not there yet.
It's also been a busy summer for you.
Because it's important to have a good pitch also to play football.
Conscious of the mood of the fans right now. There seems to be a sort of pessimism because of the stadium, the way that the season ended last year, even the circumstances of the cup final, just losing it so late on. Just everyone, it seems that the fans just feel a bit low. Is that? Do you see that as your job to try and lift them and bring back that mood of optimism?
Yes, but I understand as a fan, and if you don't know everything what's going on in the club, everything also that was needed in the club, if you don't know that and you only look to the results, then that you live in the emotions. That's also part of being a fan. So what we have in control is getting better results. I think we were really close in this cup final. And that we were the better team. Everybody said it also after the cup final. But a lot of people has forgotten that already now because the result was not there. So you first need to get quality in a certain level and then the results follow. It's always the way. You can have luck in moments that you get results with less quality, but not on long term. And it's really important now that the club works on something long term. It's not only the short term and looking at that, because then you always come into the same problems that's been in the past. And a house is not built in one day. Rome was not built in one day. Rangers will not be rebuilt in one day also. So I can say to all the fans that everybody's working day and night towards that. And of course, I understand that fans want results. We are working really hard on that. You saw probably the way that some people were walking around today of the players. So they're really tired today. That's why it's also today a recovery day, because they had a few really intensive days, and we need to build that up to make them stronger, make them better, to make them better collectively, to make them better individually, to get good signings in, to get less injuries, to have better prevention, better power, to make them more robust, to score more goals, to get less goals against, all these things. So everybody's very busy with it.
It's been a busy summer for you in terms of the transfers. How would you rate the business you have done so far, and how pleased are you with the guys you brought into the squad?
It's not a good point now to rate, and it never is. Not now this season, and not any season. If one thing I learned about that is to work hard with the players who are there. That's very important, and you never know how fast things go, because you're not in control of that, because that's something to do with players you want. You first need to convince them to come, and then secondly, you need most of the time to convince also another team that you pay the right amount of money. So you never know. So you can only make an evaluation the 1st of September. That's my reality all these years. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. It can be the last days. It depends on the market also. And experience also after all these years is that in years where you have World Championship or Euros, the market starts slower also. So we've been really busy already with watching a lot of players also in this holiday. So that's the balance between work and being off. It was never off, but I was in different places, let's say it like that. And we did already very good things for the future of the club. So I said also at the end of the season that it was the end of a cycle, because I knew we had 6 players out of contract, so we re-signed Leon Belligan. So that's 5 players going out of the building. I knew also that Robbie was desperate to go already in January. So I stopped him in January also to go because he wanted to play. But I could not give him more minutes because of the level that Jack was playing. And we helped him now also to have fast in this transfer period a transfer, because it's important for him also with the European games to come that he can train first with the team, and we did that as a club, and it's me and everybody else in the club, out of respect for him for all these 18 years what he's done in the club. So I think you saw the game yesterday. Mm-hmm. So you see already that we have some players coming in who are like the longer term, like Clinton, Yasiala. So he has a lot of talent, but he missed the experience. He needs to learn a lot of things. So I don't expect him directly to be a starting player. The same with Hamza, Igaman. You have other players like Conor Barron, like Jefte, who can be fast already in my eyes. So it's in that way that we had also, and that's not easy, to replace 5 players going out of the building, and with Robbie it's almost 6 without money coming into the club. So that's not an easy thing.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, thanks for that, lads. Just a tip, Rangers, maybe do the interview somewhere quiet. It's a lot more professional. Just a small tip out there.
Aye, it was done in the foyer, a hotel, I think, right next to the lifts. But anyway,
And a squeaky door.
And a squeaky door, right? It's like the hospital, innit? You're waiting to your appointment. Wee squeaky doors all the time. Anyway,
a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff Southside. So it's the elephant in the room, yeah, as it was called. Look, we've known for a while we're going to miss some games at Ibrox. There's been a statement for the chairman, and I think it's what you would call a holding statement. He's not getting the details, and he'll let us know exactly what's happening. It could be good or it could be bad by the end of July. He's committed to do that. I don't think it'd make any difference, this statement, because I don't think it's the detail, in my opinion, to put out. Well, it's 99.999% will be playing at Hampden, similar size capacity for the home support. So that solves some of the problems. It's as close as we could get to Ibrox logistically. I know in the city it's an awkward place to get it. So there's a tick, and if the plan would do that all the time, we wouldn't have been annoyed. But I think the annoyance came is because we were led to believe it was going to run smoothly and everything would be ready for August. Things happen. It's happened. We have to deal with it and move on and hopefully win all the games Southside.
You've more or less summed it up, to be honest. He obviously couldn't give the full details, and so he has says you'll get it at the end of July. Also in the supporter update, so I think they said they would try and even get you to be seated roughly where you sit at Ibrox. At Hampden, which will probably not suit everybody, but they're going to try their best, because we know that's where we're going to be playing some of the games at home. For how long we don't actually know yet, so we'll get that update. Listen, it's not going to suit everybody. There will be complaints, and we've heard people moan about it already, and people saying they can't make it and will only go. But we'll just have to make it the best. Once we can get everybody in there, we just have to make sure that we're winning games. And hopefully,
I get where people are disappointed, but what's happened to follow? And if they play in the pavement, and they play in the street, we'll support them for the pavement.
I know.
Good point.
I know. Well, I know. There's a bit of a meltdown about it. Listen, it's happened and it can't be changed.
I get the anger. I get the anger, I get the disappointment, I get the
I think it's
frustration.
because the papers, if you read a lot of them, and some even the other podcasts out there, everybody is sort of speculating, but going on about it and going on about it and going on about it. So, the club probably should have come out a wee bit earlier and released something else again, probably sooner than what he did. But he's done it now, and he sent an email for Rangers, and he's come out publicly and said it. So we know what's happening. We'll get a further update at the end of July. And to be honest, we just have to go there and be winning games. And I'm sure it'll work out. Might be some teething problems at the start, you don't know. But I can imagine, wait till they tell you where you're going to be sitting, and then it'll be something else. People will be kicking up, I don't want to sit there. But listen, we're going there for a short period of time, hopefully. So just get there, support the team. Let's get the 3 points in the bag in the league and do well in Europe there and just go on with it. And we just have to go on with it and support the team.
Albert, give us your thoughts on it, mate. You're a guy that's, you can be critical, you can be far out there at times, but you can also be sensible, you know. I think I heard you call something today, I couldn't believe, but that's another story. But give your take on it.
Me, I'm in the it's not important camp now, mate. I can't even know listening to it anywhere because I've listened to all the podcasts, I've listened to all the Rangers, I've spoke to Rangers fans, I've met Rangers fans, and they're all going on about it. It's done, mate. The problem's there, we need to solve it. That's as far as I'm concerned. It's done. No more talking about it, it's done. I think the chairman done the right thing by no speaking to everybody, and his statement today or the other day proved it.
Can you elaborate on that, Albert? Because other people see it differently. Just give your thoughts why you think that.
Well, the chairman held his own counsel, by the way, because he's not got anything to tell you. He doesn't know dates. He doesn't know where we're playing. He doesn't know really how to address it at the moment. He done the right thing right away. Somebody gets sacked for this, so he's done his job, man. He's looked at it and went, that's not acceptable. He sacked somebody. He's now got he said his variables. That's what he's working for, variables. And he's got to admit there's a lot of variables in there. And he's not going to prepare to come out and tell you something and then go, oh, I need to take that back. That's changed. I need to pay you this date now. Oh, that's changed. Hold on it. He's sitting there doing a sensible thing. Don't say anything. Wait till you get the facts. Wait till you get everything settled. Then release it. And that's what he's going to do. And I'll tell you right now, on the 23rd, he's not going to commit himself to saying, oh, we're going to get the steel or whatever it is to go ahead, unless it's actually sitting on the ground, ready to go. Then it's just about ordering the labour, the crans and all that to put it up and erect it and that. So, no, I think he's done all right. I really do. I know the people shout about sacking the board. That's to me, that's just nonsense, absolutely nonsense. Just let's go on with this. Now, I'm going to use it as motivation. As Southside said there, I'm going to use it as motivation. They've put another set of, we've done it ourselves, this one. We've put another set of obstacles in our way. We need to overcome this. We need to overcome this and win football games and go on with it. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's me done with it. I'm done with it. It's not important. It's a side issue.
Aye. Listen, people have a completely different point of view. I swing where you're going. That sounds a bit funny, but you know what I mean. Listen, I was annoyed, embarrassed, whatever. When you look at it, but I think I know what's happened. I think I've got enough information to piece all the pieces together. Somebody's made an error. Yeah, whether it's an individual or the company he's gave the job today, or the maybe receiving it all come out the wash. And it might not come out the wash because if we go here Southside and we win all the first 5 games and we move back to Ibrox and we don't win that game, people will say we should have stayed at Hampden, you know what I mean?
Listen, it's no good, right? We know it's no good, right? It doesn't look good. You want to be at Ibrox, right? But for where we're getting it, Faye, and how it's the delay is, and we expect it to arrive probably next week, is roughly what was reported, and then the job will get started. Then that's what can happen. Like Albert says, somebody carried the can for it, got sacked, and we just have to go on with it. That's it. We have to go on with it. Ideally, it's inconveniencing me, inconveniencing a lot of supporters that are going to be going to Hampden. Not drastically, because it's on the south side of the city, so it suits me. But Ibrox isn't far away from me either, so I'm all right with it to a point. But I'd rather be at Ibrox, don't get me wrong. I would rather be in Ibrox, but it'll have to be Hampden. So we just have to go, and I'm sure we'll fill it. And the support will be there loud and proud. And that's it. We just go, and hopefully we'll get the wins, as you say, and then things will quieten down. We'll get it finished. It'll probably look the part, and then the fans can get back in there as well. We can get it opened up, and just let's go for the league title this year and the cups that's available in Scotland.
I was annoyed because of the planning, Albert, but I think we shouldn't lose sight of what we're trying to do.
It's done for good reasons, mate. It was done for the right reasons, and it was improving the facilities for the disabled. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And the board done the right thing. They've sent it to tender. They've looked at for the best options price-wise. They get the best options. You know what I mean? So what happens if they bought the steel in Britain and it get delayed in Britain all this time? We'd all went, oh, that's stupid. How do you not go to Asia? It's nuts, mate. It's nuts. No matter what you do, it's wrong. Okay, it's a balls up. We know it's a balls up. We're not trying to hide the fact that it's a total and utter mess. But that's fine. It's fine. It's done now. We need to move on. And just to touch on the seats, we're going to Hampden and we're going to try and match it all up. It's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen. But the worst seat in Ibrox is better than the best seat at Hampden. Let's be honest about it. It's a dump. We don't like the place. It's a complete and utter dump. But that's where we have to go. There's no choice. That's it. Let's go on it and let's win the games. I'm just concentrating on the football now, mate.
Mm-hmm. Aye. Because it's happened. You've got to deal with it. You're right. I don't like to say this, Southside, but he's right.
Aye, it's how you deal with it.
Aye.
It's how they deal with it now. And let's be honest, Hampden's was probably the better bet. Actually, I'm not happy we're getting that mob money either. Don't get me wrong here, right? I'm no.
No,
but it is what it is, and that's where we're going to go. And we have a big travelling support for across the water as well. And obviously, if it was Murrayfield and getting back for ferries and flights and whatnot, it'd be even more inconveniencing for them as well that travel there on a regular basis. Hampden will be slightly easier for them. Still be some problems, but until we know how many games we're going to be playing there, ideally, if we were back in Ibrox by start of September, wonderful. If it's going to take a bit longer, and it's going to take a bit longer, the most important thing is that Clement gets the players that he wants. We get a winning team on the park, and we get back to winning at the start of the season. That's what matters most. And hopefully the board are working hard in the background to sort all this out. And then, like he says, when he gives a statement, he'll give a statement, and he'll still get criticised for it, no doubt. But we are where we are, and we just need to go on. I mean, it's how they react to what's happened, and hopefully they'll all be doing their best to get us all back into Ibrox at some point.
Criticism and an overreaction, all there are two different things, eh?
Absolutely, mate. Of course they're going to get criticised. They should be criticised for it. But the chairman's, it's no line on the chairman. He dealt with it. He's expecting what we're expecting, that all the work to be completed in the time scale required or given. That's what he's expecting. That's what we're expecting. He didn't get it. We didn't get it. He dealt with it. Sacked somebody. Somebody's gone. Somebody's fell on their sword for this. That's as much as he can do. Now he needs to readdress what the problems arose from that. And that's what he's doing right now. I don't see anything wrong with this.
All right. Okay. All right. And you think the holding statement, when it comes out, you'll have obviously the details when it's going to be finished, because hopefully all the bits of the jigsaw have arrived and it's just putting the jigsaw together, yeah?
Hopefully, mate. And he's told you there's variables in this. There's nothing concrete. I know that's a wee bit of a pun, but there's nothing concrete.
See you done there. I thought you were going to say you steal my jokes. Yeah, but I know what you've done there.
But I just want people to get off their backs. No, I mean, there's enough Rangers haters out there. We don't all need to join in and kick the club. Aye, be disappointed. Look, Southside saying, be disappointed. Aye, that's right. But come on, we need to just get on with this. Let's concentrate. Let's not get sidetracked. Don't lose focus. That's what the manager's trying to tell you. It's no important. It is, and it is the important. To football-wise, it's no important. We need to concentrate on the football. Let's get the team on the park, get them supported, and get these games won. All the games this season, wherever we play them.
And also, if any of the supporters out there, and Bridge, as wealthy as Bridge, want to take over the club, of course, the board of directors will be happy for your money. and your mates' money to get involved and get involved with the club. Of course, it will be. Maybe if you two go together, you could maybe think about it.
Aye, definitely, mate. I've got a spare few million.
No comment for Southside there.
No. I suppose I could fling in a few shekels.
Aye, everybody knows a rich Arab. Right, right. Come and join us, give your thoughts. Are you looking at different for us? Our priority is usually the football. Obviously, you get sidetracked sometimes with off the field issues like this one. And we're going to discuss it. We've done it. We've given you our views. We've not really talked about it as individuals. That would be fair, all better, wouldn't it? We'll get
Definitely,
pretty much
definitely.
similar views, but came about from different angles, if that makes sense.
Aye, listen, you can go mental if you want, Ox, about the board, right? You can go mental. We're all disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm not happy I'm having to go to Hampden. But there's no point in me coming on and shouting and bawling and sack the board, do this, do that. There's a guy being sacked already he's the guy that's probably been responsible. So, and then now it's how you fix it and as quickly as possible. So when the other part of the shipment comes, then they'll go on with the work and hopefully it'll be quick and done and then we can all get back into Ibrox. The main thing is building a team and seeing the Rangers get to start the season winning the first league game at Tynecastle. That's what matters to me, to be honest.
Aye, listen, with the games are, we've got a big month in August, and obviously the two games that we'll be playing, league games we're talking about here, just league games all bit, because we don't know what qualifies and we don't know who we'll be playing in the cup. That can be away for him, yeah. But if you look at the league games, it's Ross County and Motherwell, yeah, and they're at the moment. And if they're the two games it's played at Ibrox in the league, I'd be looking, Ibrox or Hampden, I'm looking for 6 points and no excuses.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I think the start we've got this season is all right. I mean, the away game of Hearts is going to be an away game somewhere anyway, so that's nearly. You need to win the league to get it a home game. You know what I mean? So we're not doing that very often. So. But the two home games with Motherwell and Ross County, definitely winnable games. No excuses, mate. No excuses. Winnable games. So I'm looking for the team to start really strong this season, and we keep focused on it. Because if we lose our focus, mate. I mean, a lot of people are writing us off already. This league writing it off. I'm no one of them. It's a no surrender for me, mate.
Quite a fitting day to say that, isn't it, Albert?
I thought so, mate. I thought so.
Maybe. Just go back, Southside. If they're playing this, we'll support them for the payments, mate.
Aye. Listen, listen. I was on the Founders Trail, mate. Just when you said that, and I think that's some people maybe should go and do it because it was really good. The boys, I've been on it before, but it was really interesting again to see it, and they've got a couple of new graves up at Creighton, which I've never seen the last time that they've restored. And that's what it started for, guys. Started this football team, mate, you know. And we've got people going off their head and going mental because there's been an order misplaced, it's came wrong and whatever, and it's no good. It's no good, but it's Rangers Football Club, mate, you know. And we got to get behind the team more than anything this season. We do it every year, but more importantly this season, and give Clement the backing in the team. So that's the way I see it. But if anybody out there that's not done the Founders Trail, you should go and do it. It's certainly worth doing. And I'd recommend some of the players should have go and do it and all. Ones we're bringing in, maybe go and let them go and do the tour. Because I know you've done it, Ox, and it's certainly worth the boys have put a lot of work into it.
I've done it, but all Bev was in school with it for, so he knows the whole story.
I done it in a horse and cart, mate. It's very interesting, mate. I've done it myself.
It's a beautiful story. And let's see how it grows. Is the story still running? But aye. Well, people have different views, and I get the anger and the criticism, the initial, oh God, this is embarrassing. But It is. It's not right, and it shouldn't have happened. But once it's happened, you've got to deal with it. You know. Anyway, we'll be joined by Carl. Evening, Carl. All right.
Hello, Ox.
All right, mate.
How's things?
Have you turned the show off? Yeah.
I've got a new telly, Ox. This is getting bloody pathetic.
Congratulations, Carl. I'm pleased for you.
Oh, well, the Steam one I had didn't go very good. It broke down just before the cup final. The telly had to go and get one. Spent money and everything for a Scotsman. Happy 12th, did I say that?
No, you didn't, but happy 12th to you, mate. How you doing, mate?
A bit asthma, but I think that's because of podcasts, by the way. They're winding me up now.
Right, go on then, get it off your chest, mate.
Well, I wish they would stop, sack the board. The board needs to go. They really need to go. Who's going to take over if the board goes?
If only life was so simple, Carla.
I know. I mean, I worked in building, and this happens. Sometimes it hits the fan at the least expected moment, you know. All it takes is somebody to drill a hole in the wrong place, and the whole site's down. You know.
Aye,
other things.
Don't mention holes in South Side Zone. Carry on, Carl.
Does he like things like that?
No.
Right.
No.
So, other thing, the signings. I'm a bit disappointed when I heard Bitsy's interview.
That's a different subject, mate. That's a different subject, and maybe fair comment. Carry on.
But we were meant to be wanting players hitting the ground running, and you know he's not ready for first team football. We really can't afford that, Ox. Because I don't think we've got the readies to get established players. You know, I really can't see it.
Listen, you're not the first one to mention that, and you come Southside.
Aye, Carol, I'm disappointed that we're away in pre-season, and we've not probably got the players that I think Clement's wanting like to get, as he talked about experienced players or maybe proven players that we might even know a name or two, rather than sort of, I think the players were brought in were the easier targets to get now and bring them in, but they're needed. So, but I wanted more players in for the pre-season, because I think when we start signing players, the old boys have all done the pre-season schedule, and we don't know where they'll be in fitness, whether we get them if they've been playing, have done a pre-season at the club they're at, or whether they've not been playing and then we've got to build them up and get them into the team when we need players ready to go. So that's the only thing that's disappointed me in that aspect, but it is what it is, Carol, and I'm sure they're working hard in the background to get deals done, but I think we need to ship players out, mate. I think we need to get some of them out, and hopefully clubs are looking at them, or we can get them moved out, and it might excel what we're trying to do. But I trust the big man. I trust Clement. I trust Cotton, and I'm just looking forward to the season starting. But I trust them, mate, and hopefully they'll get the right players in for the club.
I agree with you. I agree with Southside, but we can't get rid of Scott Wright.
Wait a minute.
I'll have nobody to model my hair on, you know.
Well, I get that, mate. I can fully understand that, and so can Albert. Albert, in you come.
Oh, aye. And very good at hide and seek, I'll tell you that. That's what he's good at. But, I've no fun him yet. But I agree by the team's not settled yet, and it's just a pity.
No, the team is not going to be settled for a while. No, it's just, and that's the thing.
The unfortunate thing, Carl, is we're coming into these games now. We've not got any time. But then there's any other team. It's not just us. You've got to look at other teams. Okay, we're going through a major change here, an absolute major change. But again, it's years of neglect, is it, for want of a better term. I mean, he's talking about you don't build a house in a day, and Rome wasn't built in a day. We've been 12 years at this now, mate. We've been 12 years trying to build a team. No, I mean, let's be honest about it. So it's no overnight. This is mismanagement for years and years and years.
But we've had some donkey jakes there, haven't we?
Aye, so it's going to be rectified. And the current manager and his team have got a big job today, and it's no their own making, mate. What they're trying to do, first and foremost, get as a foundation, then tidy up the mess, then start building a team, and it's no easy. It's just no easy, mate. But as we're all well aware of, but The man needs to get his full term, his full contract, at least to see what he's going to do for us. Because at the end of the day, this chopping and changing managers, I know I've an off subject a wee bit here, but chopping and changing managers and the football directors it's no working, mate. It's just leaving a bigger mess. So I've got to give this man his chance. That's what I'm going to say about that, man.
Aye. Well, I think it takes about 3 or 4 transfer windies to build a squad, but you should be getting rid of your deadwood on regular basis, you know.
The hardest thing, Carl. That's the hardest.
I know it's the hardest thing, but the other thing I want to say, the academy. If it was me, I would be picking the names of the ones that you think's coming through and let them play with the normal, train with the big boys. And the other ones just roll it up, crumple it, and in the waste bucket. But there's money you can save. That's £2 million a year, easy. I would get rid of the academy. But we're not seeing anything for it, really, are we?
Oh, mate. Has it been a success in the last few years? So I said, what have we had? A couple of fine players. Maybe really set the head on fire.
Nah. Listen,
there's maybe brought us in some money. 18
Mm-hmm.
years with the club. 18 years, unbelievable.
Obviously, Patterson got his move at it. We get money for that. We couldn't really class Bassey because we took him off Leicester when he played against us. It has, Carol. I mean, there is. Listen, it's the pressure in trying to get into the Rangers team, and see when you're not doing well and you're trying to changing manager after manager, and some of the boys will just not get a chance. Listen, across the now in Amsterdam, I'm going to try and line them off the top of my head. I think he's got Finlay Curtis right, who's done well in the last 2 years at the academy. I think he's roughly about 18 now. He's got a chance. They've obviously gave him own merit for maybe by his hard work and that and what he's done. The boy Paul Niso plays in the centre midfield. He's been took care as well. They've got Cole McKinnon. You can class Ross McCausland in there. You could call him a first team player, but let's be honest, he's just come out the academy. He's over there. And Zach Lovelace is over there. And obviously the boy we gave a new contract to plays left back. Name escapes me. He's there. So there's a few that he's took. Fraser. And also Alex Lowry's there. So he's got a few of them. And they'll train with the first team. Might be just up for the experience, but some of them we might be hoping they'll maybe push. Maybe somebody like Zach Lovelace this year might push as well and maybe stay a squad player. And the other boys, as I mentioned, Cole McKinnon, they've all maybe got a chance of trying to push or get a bit of game time this year. And let's see what they've got. We need to try and get some of them on the part. I wouldn't wrap it up, but I think whatever they do with the B team, we need to play league football. That's best of the best. Doesn't work, obviously. They need to be playing regular. But I think he's took a lot of boys there to add them into the squad. So hopefully over the next 3-4 friendlies we'll get to see some of them, Carol, and then we'll see who can stay in the squad going forward. Hopefully they'll not all get bent at the end of the season and just put back into the B team, you know.
I think
Can I just ask you something going on with that? What time's kick-off tomorrow?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, and you're on before it?
No tomorrow, mate. No.
You're not on tomorrow, okay. No, but what I was meaning with that, are they just going to bench warmers for European games? Because we're no one Scottish guy, aren't we?
There could be a couple of that, mate, because of the number of substitutes you have. But I take your point. I think Clement made an excellent point. I think Albert picked up on it, and I'm getting back a few months ago now when he said he thought it was ludicrous that people pushing for the first team that weren't training with the first team, Albert.
I remember that. What he was actually saying, he's saying, we've actually got boys coming into the first team through necessity now. We're left back, right back, whatever it is. And they've never even played with the first team. They've never trained with the first team. So they were in awe of their own players. He says, we can't have that at the club. These players have all got to be together and they're all used to each other. They know how to talk to each other. They know how to play. They know the styles they've got. And you're sitting going, that makes perfect sense. How's nobody else been doing this? At Ibrox, somebody have been doing it in other clubs. We've got these two separate teams that, they're the B team and we're the first team. That never works, mate. You need to have them all together, playing all together. And you'll never see them. And the manager will never get his eyes on them on a regular basis unless they're training together. Okay, you separate for tactical things and big games coming up or any game coming up. I understand that, but just a day-to-day training, all the boys should be together. I totally agree with that. But he's picked up on that when he came to Ibrox right away. I just call Auchenhowie a youth club. It's just a youth club to me until they start producing players and getting them physically ready, not just technically ready, physically ready. And I'm done listening to these coaches going on about their parents are nice, they're nice boys, they're learning how to cook and all that. I don't want a guy standing on the sidelines at Ibrox coming on, knowing how to bake knowing how to bake.
Maybe if
not
Kurt
how to bake
Run fruit, know how to work
I don't care if they can.
Not with a problem.
I don't care if they can bake a Victoria sponge, mate, and make their bed. I don't care about any of that. I just want to see them physically ready and up for the challenge and coming on and playing good football for Rangers. That's all I'm interested in. But we seem to be concentrating on the wrong things. But Clement, I'm confident, and him and his team are going to sort this out. Enough's enough of this nonsense. So they all train together, and then you'll see who's the men. And they'll do the exact same training as the first team players train. And you'll see the physiques. I hope their physique will change now. And you'll see it with these young boys coming on now going like, oof, he looks ready, him. Not just technically, but physically. And that's what's wrong with McCausland, Fraser, Cole McKinnon and these boys. They're not physically ready. And that's a crime, mate. And that's somebody knocking how he should fall on their sword for that one.
Aye. Right, well, can I say good night to you? Because I'm going to watch my recording for Belfast today. After your show, obviously.
Well, thanks very much. By the way, just so everybody knows, what size is your new telly?
God. Wait now, to put my glasses on to look at it. It's quite a distance away from me. No, it's about...
portable.
It's a portable, but you can made of money. And it was second on, by the way. No, I think it's 48, something like that, 48 inches.
Oh, he's right.
I'm staying a tent.
Bridges got a 95 inch, isn't he?
Oh, aye. He's no happy with 95.
95.
Oh, you're joking.
Telly.
No, if I'd get that, I would have to put it up on the wall, but the whole house would fall down. It's that old. It's older than my missus' house.
You ought to see the seats he's goes with. It's unbelievable outside, isn't it?
Like a good sound system and everything.
I thought you were going to tell us it was a 95-inch telly you had, Carol.
Okay, I can't afford anything long, anything big. I'm getting a place to put it. I stay in England in the wee Coronation Street houses. Christ, you can hardly turn around with the telly then.
Brilliant, Cal, brilliant.
Right, okay. Talk to you later and have a wonderful evening. Right, good night.
Mate.
All the best, mate.
Cheers, mate. See you, bud.
Cheers, mate. He's something manner of Cal, isn't he?
Aye, it's good when he phones up.
Aye. You can tell the passion, and I get it. People have different views. They're going to have different views about what's happened with the stadium. I understand that. And people have got their own take on it, and they're entitled to it. I did take his point, Southside, just quickly before we go to the tune. And I'm hoping for a good one tonight. You hope for a good tune tonight. If we can't get a good tune tonight, I think we're going to have to look at somebody's position. What do you think?
100%.
No, he's
no
under
taking
pressure.
no taking any of this, or it's pre-season and all that stuff. It should be quality tonight.
No, you've got to respect the calendar, all right, Albert?
Absolutely, mate. I've cleared the furniture and everything out the way waiting for this. I'm going to be watching up doing that at all.
But just with Cal's point, and we obviously heard it for the manager. Now, there's two ways to take that. Did they say they weren't ready yet, or did they say they're projects? How did you take it quickly, Southside?
I think the centre back he was talking about. So I said as if we'll maybe see a bit of him and he's not just ready yet. But listen, we'll see. Circumstances will dictate. At times, we'll need to see if he's going to buy any other centre backs, which we're hoping he will. But he said that Connor Barron he mentioned, and also Yefty seems to think that they two are ready. And he mentioned the other boy. He thought he'd be maybe in and out of the team and all.
Right. All right. We'll see where it takes us. Right. You ready for this, Albert?
Oh, definitely, mate. Go for it.
Get yourself in mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, come and give us your thoughts as we build up. We'll be able to watch the Rangers tomorrow in a bounce game. See what it is, see what it takes us. Start judging some of the new players. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, Southside.
Aye. Aye, you certainly do. Or you certainly get remembered about it if you say anything during the pre-season games, don't you?
You certainly do, mate. You certainly do. Carlos Herrera, was it? Carlos? Was it? Herrera. Can't remember his
Herrera.
name. And you're Andy Kennedy, mate, eh?
Aye. Andy Kennedy. Don't know how many will remember him.
No, David, you said he did.
I was convinced he done that.
Aye. Albert, you've always liked to cut in a manager's jib, haven't you?
Aye, I do, mate. I think the guy knows what he's doing.
Right.
I really do. He talks well. It makes a lot of sense. And he doesn't say the popular things all the time. That's what I like about him. He tells you how it is. He's not trying to blow smoke anymore. He's just saying it where it is. And he's keeping the excuses down to a minimum. But there's reasons why we didn't play well at the end of the season. But he kept it down to a minimum, didn't he? Greeting and moaning about injuries and greeting and moaning about referees. And we could quite easily moaned about referees and injuries. But he didn't. So... I like him. And I like what you talked about, Nick, and how he right away that the fitness wasn't right and what they were doing wasn't right. And I like the fact that he's talking about the youth and saying that youth team, that B team, that's not right, the way they're getting handled. So, aye, it needed a right good shake-up, and it needed somebody to come in and see it for what it is. It's no producing what we wanted to produce, and we're not going the direction we should be going. We should be well down the road when we're miles behind. But let's catch up now, mate. But in my opinion, we're going in the right direction now.
What's your take on that, Southside?
I think he's going to do a good job, Clement. I think what he managed to sort of do last season with the players he had, I think I just hoped that he would get the transfer budget. I could see what it was about. He's a disciplinarian. I think he's got an idea. I think he knows how to get success. And I think he needs to just be able to go and buy his players over a period of time. can't just stay on the one transfer window. I didn't expect him to. I'd expect it to evolve over probably 2 seasons. Nobody's too worried about the January window because you know what that can be like. So I believe in him, and I think if he manages to get the right players that he's looking for, I think he'll bring an exciting season for us to watch this year. It'll take a wee bit of time for players to bed in, but I can see what he's trying to do, and you can see that he's going to have legs and energy in the team.
Mm-hmm. Albert, I don't want to put you on the spot. However, how many players do you think could potentially still leave the club?
Oh, about 6, mate. About 6.
6.
But I don't think 6 will leave, but maybe even more. But I'll be totally honest. I only think there's going to be another 4 coming in.
Right.
I don't think we're going to get the turnover as Southside's there. I don't think we're getting the turnover that everybody's expecting. But the 4 we in, they're crucial now. They really are crucial. So
they've got
the
first team players.
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
I get that. Southside, he's come up with a number 4, 5, 6, yeah. And you in a similar vein because you mentioned I don't know you mentioned Lawrence, you mentioned Cantwell. Was it right? The other one you mentioned there, I well, we mentioned the players all bearing, would that be a surprise to you, that kind of player? Because if you let they sort of forward-thinking players you would accept, you'd have to be bringing in similar to start filling that void, Albert.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I mean, it's necessity now, isn't it? It really is. It's it's unbelievable the situation we get ourselves into. You know, I mean, you've got a situation where you need to sell players to buy players. That's what we're telling you. I think there's a budget there as well. I don't think we're as skint as everybody thinks we are, but we're definitely going to sell players to bring other players in. And there you go. There's the dilemma. Mate. If you sell the players that to generate the money, you need to replace them now. We already need to replace players, but we need to replace them now. And you're sitting going, well, hold on a minute, where are we going to get them? I mean, I'll just name one name about coming in, the boy for Norwich, McLean. Now, up until about 2 days ago, I was thinking, 32, that's stupid. That's just, we're letting players go for the very same thing that don't fit the model. But then I heard that one of the guys in the Euros talking about Real Madrid, talking about big clubs all over the world, when they bring experienced players in, and they age some of these players, like Rudiger and all that, they're in their 30s and all that when Real Madrid are buying them players. Modric's 28 or something. You're looking at them going, I know they're quality players, I know we're not going to get that quality player, but you're sitting, it made me rethink what I was thinking. I'm going, well, maybe you do need that experience, maybe it is the right idea. My concern is the ones that we get normally end up in the stand on great wages, and that's the last you see them. So it's just another drain on the club.
And a 3-year contract.
And a 3-year contract with an option another year, something mental like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know now, mate. But Campbell, there's the 3 across the park. Dowell, Campbell and Lawrence, there's 3 right away. Tab, Cat and Goldson, there's 5. Right away, 5. But let's be honest with it, if any bid comes in for any player, even the new players, any player at Ibrox now is up for sale. There's no doubt about it, mate, at the right price. Mm-hmm. There's Dessa, there's another one.
Mm-hmm. Aye. So I said, if you, as I said earlier on, you mentioned Lawrence and Cantwell and that. If you get any, Albert mentioned between 4 and 6, you think could potentially still go to the door. If you get a number and any more names in your head?
I think Matondo. I'd punt him and all. I mean, Matondo for me could go. He's on decent money. Cost us a few quid. He's not really contributed. He's had a couple of moments. But consistently, we need either needs to be in a Clement plan going forward that he sees, and for me, I don't see it. I think Cortez, the fact that he's broken back, I think he'll be used there. I think he'll probably have a starter unless his form dips. He might come out for somebody else, or whatever way he shapes the team. But I don't think Matondo has showed enough in the time he's been there. He's constantly out injured. I know he's been out. For me, you could add Tim to that list. Obviously, Scott Wright will be gone. You'd expect Tav and Golston to be gone. Ben Davis, I thought at the start, he probably would be one that might be gone. He's another one that's not contributed enough. I think he can read the game well. I think he's a good passer of the ball. Everybody will remember him for what he done up there across the city, for the way he should just have feedered it out the park. Suter done similar in the same game, made a bad pass, but Ben Davis hasn't contributed enough. But maybe Clement might consider keeping him to a point if we can't really get rid of him. But I would have expected him to be maybe getting shipped out as well, to be honest, Ox. So, we have to get players out. Dessers, I would imagine, will go as well if people are looking at him. First season, 22 goals. Probably think he's done all right, and if you take his goals out, we probably would have won some of the games. He can go on about his amount of misses. Tell me a player in the Scottish Premier League, if everybody's been shouting he could have scored 40 goals. Tell me the last player even scored 30 goals in Scotland, in league goals, for any club. You know, so he done well as in 22 goals, but his overall play, it's no suited. We need better than Cyril Dessers. So no, and if Albert's backing down and saying Kenny McLean, maybe just take Shankland then, big man, and he'll go in there and he'll score goals, and that'll be more likely for us to win games and we sort the defence out, but we've got a goal scorer. No, just if he's sort of gone with that way that he didn't really fit the profile and the wage part. But since he was sort of thinking about it, then I'll find Shankland in there and you can keep Kenny McLean.
When you go Albert right to reply always?
No, I wouldn't buy Shankland. Just finish a buy Shankland. No, off a Scottish club. They're not going to play ball, isn't it? As simple as that. It's as simple as that. They won't play ball. You know they won't. They tried to sell Suter to us for $500,000 with 6 months left in his contract when he was injured.
How much would you pay for Kenny McLean?
Me, I wouldn't pay anything for Kenny McLean, me personally, but I know he'll probably go for a name. Me personally, I wouldn't pay any more than £750 or £1 million.
2 years left in his contract, I believe. Yeah, I believe so.
We're further 12 months. An option a further 12 months. You ain't getting him that kind of contract. If you're getting him that kind of contract, well, but this is the problem we've got, isn't it? It's the reason I'm saying that you're looking at the other big clubs and the experience they've brought in. But the trouble is, their experienced players they're bringing in perform for them. They actually make a huge difference to their team. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. If I've got to have to do this, whoever's coming in, you're talking about they need to be the mainstays of the team. And the rest of them are all bought into it. And all the young players are all supporting it and then developing. But at the moment, we've not had very any luck with these kind of players, and we've not got a good track record with these type of players. Plus the model is buy cheap, sell dear. That's the model, mate. I don't know. We're in a dilemma, mate. There's nothing away from it. We're in a total dilemma now.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
If Kenny McLean wasn't a blue nose, would we be signing him? No, probably no. And he's seemingly quite high up in the player of the year down there or something at Norwich and that, and he's had a good season. We paid stupid money for Kenny McLean with 2 years left in his contract and giving him probably over 20 grand a week on a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal or a 3-year and a year option, whatever he'd want, because he's got 2 years with a year left in there. He'd have to be the mainstay of that midfield, week in, week out. You'd need to be building that team to mould him into that central number 6 or whatever you're going to play him. So you stick him in there, and then I would think then if he plays the 2, it's only going to be either Diamonde or it'll be Barron. And Raskin will need to fight for it and all. So I don't see, unless we play a 3 in midfield at times or whatever he does, but if we're going to pay silly money for a guy at 32 who may pick up an injury later on, silly money, or Norwich aren't going to sell him for any less than, 3 or 4 million, you would think? Anybody?
I don't think
even though he's 32. No, of course we couldn't.
No.
Or we shouldn't.
No.
Some people out there think it is a good bit of business. But how is it for the models to buy them the way we're doing it and try and sell them on? You can take one, but he's no for me. I told you I would take Shankland, a guy who can score goals in Scotland, knows where the net is, and playing in a Rangers team at great chances, playing in that Scottish League every week, he would score goals and he takes penalties.
Would you spend $4 million for him?
No, because he wouldn't cost you $4 million.
Somebody's just messaged me and said, how can we not sign the two of them? There you go.
Cost us $8 million.
Aye. What's the fair price for Shankland then? Because let's be honest, he's in a few weeks' time, and it is a few weeks' time, Albert, you can sign him for nothing.
Most £1 million a day. Again, £1 million. But they'll not deal with you, trust me. Shankland will have to wait till his contract's out and hope Rangers come in for him then. Or sign this December for next summer. That's the only way Shankland's getting to Ibrox. Because and it's no down to us, and it's no down to Shankland, it's down to Hearts. Hearts won't deal with you, trust me. No club in Scotland's going to deal with Rangers. Look what we done for the Clement there, letting the boy. Did you hear him saying about Boy McCorry? We let him go because he's 18 years at Ibrox. And let him settle in at his new club in the European games, and that lets him acclimatise to his team. We let him go earlier and let him join his new club. Right? There's no club in Scotland does that for us. None. Look at Aberdeen, they're trying to screw us. We've offered them $500,000 supposed to be for Conor Barron, and they're trying to screw us for more money. They're wanting a transfer fee for him. Somebody's on a free transfer, they're wanting a transfer fee. This is a development fee. This is what you're up against. At the point that's the point I'm making. This is what you're up against. I keep hearing these all talking about snobbery. It's got nothing to do with snobbery and everything to do with money.
Oh, I've never heard you called a snob, mate, honestly.
No me, mate. I'll never be called a snob, mate.
Mrs. Albert, she's a lady, but you never.
Nah, I'm doing a drain, mate. I stay in a drain.
No.
But you see what I'm saying? I've got nothing against Shankland. I've got nothing against McLean as players. Right, nothing against them at all. But it's just madness, mate. It's madness. But again,
we'll put it out there to the listeners. We'll put it out there to the listeners. The two of them will come up with two Scottish players, two blow noses. They're mature. That's fair South Side, isn't it? You know, you're not buying them for a long term. Let's be honest, the two of them. You never know, but would you sign them? Yes or no? Come and join us. Give us your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. Let's hear from you. Well, I caught him on the hop there. Caught him on the hop.
Still pre-season, isn't it?
Aye, well, to be fair, that was mine. I never sent him a message. I would take all the criticism. I feel like John Barrett.
See the fact that Kieran Dell's no moved and all, and I thought he might have been one.
I think we're left for another one, mate. That he's not going to go anywhere because he's not going to go wages, mate.
Do you know how Clement might want to use him? I mean, I don't know.
Has he done enough? Have you seen enough? 120 minutes against Celtic at Ibrox. Apart from that, he kicked him off and there's one good goal at the start of the season.
He scored against Motherwell.
He was unlucky against Kilmarnock at the start, I thought.
I think he's a good player.
I think he's got a bit of energy and I just think we've not seen him right now. There'll be people out there screaming, man, go and get him, he's rotten, right? But listen, we've not seen him.
I can't get his Ross County performance out my head, mate.
I know, but you could pick every player in that squad back then for appearances against teams and they've been absolutely stinking. And a lot of them were a lot more stinking than what Dell's been over a consistent period of time. I just think if you're going to, he might, maybe, I'm not saying he'll stay around, but if Clement might have an idea and maybe keeping him. That might be that experienced player about the midfield to help Diamondi, to help Barron and Raskin as an extra body that he can put into that midfield.
Dowell, Lawrence and Cantwell, the three of them, they're good players, the three of them, and we've got nothing near what they should be getting. Nothing near it. But I think the three of them are good players. But no, not enough. And I think that's what Clement's looking at. He's saying, I'd like to keep the three if they all perform, but they're not performing. We can't get through another season with that. We get dished up to us there. That was pathetic, mate. For the three of them, that was pathetic. for the class that they're supposed to be. And I believe they are good players. And I'm not getting at the players, but they're no way, no chat. Like Roof, great player, but sitting in the standees, no.
Aye, that's a fair comment. It's getting a bit. Listen, see, you talk about Shankland and McLean, right? I would say none, one or two of them, but know what's important to me. The manager wants them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's not these players shouldn't be tick box exercises. No, I mean, like some of the youth players, especially the Scottish ones. But signed now the goalkeeper, we've signed Connor Barnett. I believe maybe the goalkeeper's a tick box exercise, but I don't believe Connor Barnes a tick box exercise. I believe he's got a chance to get fighting his way into that team. But the ones that you're bringing in, Shankland, if you're bringing in Shankland and McLean, no, they can't be tick box. They've got to produce, mate, really produce. But
the manager's got to want them and all. The manager's got to want them for me. You know?
And Dow Cantwell and Lawrence, they've got to produce. If they're staying, they've got to really produce, mate. There isn't room for wiggle with these players anymore. We're sat there and watched them come on being bit part players. The three of them being bit part players. They should be three mainstays in your team now, boys.
Aye. I mean, Lawrence is football, and Cantwell shows you sometimes he can do things that's excellent. Then he gets carried away. Dow Southside, we've not seen enough of him. You're right.
No,
I've not been overly impressed, if I'm honest.
Listen, if somebody wants to buy him in England, fair enough. I'm all for getting them off the wage bill and selling them. I'm just putting it out there that Clement might decide he might want to use them. He might want to get rid of one or two others first. If there's no deal there, he might come into the squad and be a player, and it'll be up to him to stay injury free and see where it takes us. We've not seen enough of him. Hardly seen any of him. He showed a couple of glimpses here and there. Like you said, that goal he scored against Motherwell, and was it Motherwell? Was it Livingston? Can't remember. When he thrashed for the edge of the box. And he's had a couple of sort of wee bursts forward, unlucky. Towards the end of the season, he'd done a couple of wee things here and there that looked all right. But nothing to say he should be starting in that Rangers team. But it's a new pre-season, and if he's fit, it will depend on the system and his style the manager's going to be using, and we'll see. But should a bid come in from him, I believe we'll get rid of him, obviously. But just because he's no kicked a ball, it's easy to write him off. But we'll wait and see during the pre-season what sort of game time they all get and what we get to see, and see if there's a sort of formation we can look at that he's sort of setting up as. But I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1 next year.
Aye, well, I think there could be more fluid in the system, mate. I think that he's got an idea, and I think it could be slightly different. If we stick to this 4-2-3-1 constantly, mate, even Shankland, if you brought him in as the spearhead, sometimes your centre forward can get isolated in decent games. Just my thoughts, Albert. No.
I don't particularly like the system myself. I don't think we had the players to play that system. Maybe we'll have the players now, but what he's saying about the players that are coming in, probably not. I don't know what system he's going to play, but it'll probably be the 4-2-3-1. But I'm like you, there's too many gaps in it. There's too many, and especially that centre midfielder slips back, like Lundstrom was doing, slips back to the defence, that big huge hole in the middle of the park. And then you've got as you say, the centre forward up there isolated. And if he's no legs, which Dessert hasn't got, well, you're not getting a press going then. So teams are just getting quality teams are just getting lots of space, lots of time. Well, there's a big difference there in the cup final when you played Diamondi and Raskin in the middle of the park and their legs. They started getting about the park and doing the jobs that they're supposed to be doing. Different game altogether, mate. All it was lacking was with knee forward line. No a fit forward line anyway. So I'm not a lover of that system. I don't know about you. But again, I don't know a great deal about these systems. I don't truly understand them.
What are you thinking, Southside?
I think in Scotland, we can easily play a 4-3-3. I don't think that's an issue. Going to European games, you could probably play a 4-4-2. As long as you've got players that know their job, and I mean, it's a game of football against 11 players played on a football park. You know, you show energy, you have a sort of setup off the ball, but I think the way Clement's talking, we're geared to going forward, and he wants us to be on the front foot, try and dominate the ball, but make sure we get it forward. And hopefully he's getting a chance to get players that have got that type of energy in them. We'll see it gel as he gets more players in. So in Scotland, mate, I don't think it makes a big difference to us. 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-3-3. I think I'd prefer, to be honest.
All right. Come and join us, give your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen? Is there going to be tweaks, or do you think he'll stick with the system he inherited? Be interesting out there. You know, I know you don't. It's not something you want to. You know, you can't even read the team out right now.
Some of the names are hard, by the way. Behave yourself.
I don't mean there's anything wrong with your English. What I mean is the formation you don't always get right in it.
No, I don't get more. What's getting into trouble for that one? He wants a wee bit more panache.
Panache.
But it's as he says, it's a game of football. It's two goals and a the same size of pitch normally. So there's nothing difficult about it. We just make it difficult. But I truly don't understand the techniques. All I do know is there's big gaps appear all over the place. We always look that we don't fill a park. It's funny that, isn't it? I watched that at Atlanta team, and they look at when they played the games I watched them, and they look if they fill the whole park up. We don't. We look to leave gaps, huge big gaps all over the place. But I enjoy watching the Spain. I mean, they show you how football should be played. They're very enjoyable to watch, man. Very enjoyable.
Aye, 16-year-old boy scoring a goal. Yeah.
Shows you can be done, can it?
Yeah, just quickly, a total random question because you brought that up, but would that boy be playing in our first team?
Probably not. Only if we can make a Victoria Sponge.
Southside.
He certainly should be, but knowing us, we probably wouldn't. But he's too young and we'll hold him back. No, we'll not expose him.
Are we playing at left back?
No, it's unbelievable. He's some player. He's certainly a talent, and you can see it. He looks as if he's got great ability, and he's 17, I believe. The day or something, I think he was 17 before the Mora or something like that. But great talent. Barcelona have put him in and managed to play him on their first team. It's projected him into there, and him and the other boy on the other side, Nico Williams. It's too great.
He's 20 or something, isn't he?
Aye, two of them are fantastic to watch, aren't they?
He's a bit too old, isn't he?
That boy, Gamal, or whatever his name is, he's 4 years younger than McCausland.
He's 4 years younger. Well, 3.
3 years younger.
Aye, it's about 3 years.
Aye. Yeah, friends. I mean, I know young man can't help his height and all that, but that's the point you make about the physique as well, all better, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. The boy doesn't look out of place physique-wise, does he? Or ability-wise, he's a superb player, the boy. No. An absolute superb player. But in Scotland, he would end up in the front rows of the stand most weeks. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be tolerated up here because we don't like playing football up here.
Remember the boy done the rainbow flick at, was it Alloa? And there was an outcry.
Aye. Oh, no. Disrespectful for fellow professionals. Oh,
what's
going on? Just give yourself a rest. You know what I mean? This is what you're up against over here, isn't it?
Aye.
Who was that? Was it Ojo or something? Wasn't it Ojo?
No. Oddaba or something, wasn't it? He was at Spurs, wasn't he? He was at Spurs.
There's Mr. Fox. the boy's all right to snoo, but same as him. But as soon as he discovers the booze in the woman, he'll be finished.
Well, I hope so. Why should he get a free pass? Then he has got a free pass.
Obviously, Mr. Fox is talking from experience, Southside there.
Aye, guy's career was round at 19.
They tell me he was a promising tiddlywink player when he was a boy, you know. Right. Okay, last half an hour of the show. Big game, well, not a big game. Another game of the build up of the new season. Tomorrow we're playing Ajax, which I know it's no place or their place, but it's still a name in world football. So let's hear for you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Come and give your thoughts. How do you see it tomorrow? 45 minutes again, similar setups outside?
Aye, probably 2-11s, both halves, I would probably expect. I think he'll probably change it a bit. Maybe even... maybe Butland might be the only one that might stay in, but he might even change the goalkeeper. I think he'll do that, and just to get minutes into the legs and just see what happens. He'll just juggle the team up a bit. Hopefully see a few of the young boys as well. And maybe putting 2 or 3 of them in together where they know each other and playing the youth team together in the academy and that, so might help them settle as well. But just let's see a few of the players, and just a bounce game. There's nothing. The result, if we win, it's a bonus, but I don't know what into any of the result.
Albert.
Oh, I'm hoping we don't see the Ajax youth team, because they're usually brilliant, you know what I mean? So I hope they do play a lot of their young players, because I want to compare the physiques. No, you'll know they'll be good players, because they're a world famous youth academy that they've got. But I hope they do play a few of their youth players, because I want to compare them to the physique-wise to some of our boys, and we'll see the difference, if there is a difference. But I think there's a big difference, I really do. So I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm expecting a good game. I'm expecting a good passing game for them. I'm expecting to see us starting to settle into some sort of formation. But again, it's just pre-season. As I said earlier on, it's a glorified training session. That's what it is.
Aye. It's only us, sometimes the fans, we get carried away, we get too high, get too low, you know, but it's all about where you end of July, start of August, isn't it? Southside.
Aye, and you need to sort of get a programme as the game's gone. It didn't look too great last pre-season in the sort of games that we played, you know, but I don't look really that far into it, you know. Even when we come up to play, when we go to Murrayfield to play Manchester United and all, you know, it's a big name, but you don't know what their squad will be like. Maybe when we're playing Ajax, we might catch an eye of one of their maybe youth team players that might be pretty good. We might be able to get them. Might be a bonus, but no, Ox, it's just about just getting the minutes and the fitness, and hopefully nobody picks up injuries. That's the main thing.
Mr. Fox has been on Google again. Not his usual sites. But, he's come up with the Dutch are the biggest per head of population, tallest per head of population in the world. There you go, I bet you didn't know that, all there.
You don't dispute that. Who and run and measured them all?
Oh, Fox must have been Googling big Dutch men against Southside, know what I mean?
Get a grip of yourself, Fox. Come on, what are you up to?
I don't know how you came up with that one, huh?
Oh, dear.
What a start that is. The season's not started yet, and he's come out with a worst one. That'll take some beating Southside for it.
It certainly will. It certainly will. Brilliant, Fox. Well, there's a good start. Yeah, it's a start. It's official, isn't it? Fox has gave it out there.
That's got nothing to do with a start, mate. That's his personal preference. That's got nothing to do with a start.
They're one of his favourites, would you think, Albert?
Oh, aye, definitely. One of his favourite sides. Big Dutchman.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, aye. So we're hoping it'll be a good game.
Aye, and you never know what the permutations are going to be, and if somebody gets a knock, they're going to come off, and rightly so, Southside. Yeah, if somebody, I'm off 30 minutes, yeah, that's what it's going to be in this, because it's all about building up in it.
Aye, yeah. Obviously, a couple of them, 2 or 3, never played the last bounce game that they had. Believe Tavernier never took part in Cantwell and that, so I'd imagine they'll take part tomorrow at some part in the game, just to get minutes into their legs, and maybe some other players that might miss out if they've picked up any calf strains or any wee knocks during the training sessions or whatever, they might miss them out, because we've got a run of pre-season games coming up. So we'll see how he picks. It'll be interesting. It'll be good to get back to watch the Rangers, mate, you know.
Good to get back to the real football, Albert.
Aye, I'm not a fan of the international stuff, mate, I must admit. I like watching the Rangers and the Rangers only, no matter where they're playing. It'd be good to get back, mate. Good to get back. Looking forward to this season, actually.
I like to get back to watching the Rangers, no matter where they're playing. See what you done there, Southside? That was very smooth, man.
Well, follow, isn't it? You know. So.
Aye. Come on, give us your thoughts. The signings. What's happened to the club the last 20 minutes? Easy, innit? 0141 356 1972. Right. Is Jack Butland, Dion Sterling, is that our 2 big assets? As we sit this now, is that fair? And remarkably, is Dessers one of them as well? Southside.
Well, Jack Butland's obviously an asset for us. With John Sterling, well, it depends how somebody looks at him, where they're going to play him up. You know, he's not actually got a settled position yet. That's what I'm looking forward to, what the manager's going to do eventually. He needs to find a settled position. If you're looking at Dessers, comes up here, scored 22 goals. If you look at, maybe not so much his misses, but the fact he scored 22 goals, he's usually fit, height-wise. And you want him, he's probably marketable. Don't know how much, but I'd like to think if you're in about the £4 million market for him, I don't exactly know what we paid for him. But I think if you could get £4 million back or hit the £5 million mark for him, and somebody really wants to pay it in Italy or that, but it sounds, it seems to be that, but the rumours seem to come through as well. Maybe clubs in Italy will look at him again. Then, he goes. Apart from that, I don't know.
It was a separate team, POK. It's like a Greek team.
Greek.
Don't watch that space. Okay. Is that fair, Albert?
Aye, Butland and Sterling, definitely. I think Diamondi, Suter, Davis and Ridvan are all assets as well, mate. I don't think you get money for all of them.
Aye.
Big Lammers as well. We're forgetting about him and we're forgetting about Cifuentes as well, by the way. There's two just hiding in the shadows. Hadji as well, just hiding in the shadows.
Aye, because they've been away on loan.
Yeah. But they all need to go as well.
Aye. It's the guys that's not on the pitch, mate. That's the problem. You know, it's we need guys that's on the pitch or challenging on the pitch. Now, somebody might be on the pitch, get injured. You have to deal with it. That's football Southside, isn't it? No, everybody's going to be 100% all the time. You know, you look at Danilo, the jaw and the cheekbone, and then the leg injury. Nothing to do with anybody. Just bad luck, part of the game. Whatever you want to dress it up. you've got to take that on the chin, no pun intended, to the young man. But it's part of the game. But we've got guys that are too much sitting in the stand constantly and suck money out of my club to stop us from progressing, mate.
Aye, listen, see, like, do you know, did you think the Lammers one was strange? That he's left them here, unless maybe he's close to, but maybe getting a deal done. But would it not have made sense just to have took him if he's not a disruptive character and there's nothing like that lingering in the background? So why would you not have took him on this pre-season and go pre-season done with him? I'm not saying to keep him, but to get him, just to put him in the squad and just play him in some of the games, let him get noticed, and should the club come in for him, then he's more like you can say, well, he's more or less ready at a point. He's done pre-season with us. So would it not get strange, unless he was maybe close to a deal, that you stuck him back in the B team? Because there's players in that first team squad travelled that we expect to be getting sold out the door. So I'm just wondering why he get left behind.
Well, unless that was, he was told he was no further in the plans when he went out loan, mate, and he's come back to get himself in our club, you know, playing devil's advocate all bit.
Aye, might be that, mate. It's strange, right enough. I think it's just a case of he doesn't. If he knows players are gone, Clement knows players are gone. He's not wanting them anywhere near the squad, so it might just be simple as that. Or there might be a deal going to be struck, and he's no one in the training camp. So, but then Dessers, what is he doing there? Because according to the rumours,
but it's all speculation on this, isn't it? Everything.
Aye, that's it, mate. It's just nobody knows. And then there's Cantwell and Tab, they're not there either. So is it Knox or there's deals getting done? Who knows, mate? It's just nonsense, absolute nonsense.
You might see tomorrow. Might see the two tomorrow, yeah.
That's it, mate. It's just everybody. I mean, it happens every year. That's why I hate this transfer window nonsense. It happens every year. Just utter crap gets talked from start to finish. Till all the deals are done, and you see who you've got, who's in and who's out, and then you go, "Oh, I thought he was going away." Oh, doesn't make any sense. That it's just nonsense, mate. Can't be annoyed with it. The speculation. People just, if there's no news, they just start making it up, don't they? It's just utter garbage. Clickbait, as they say. Nah. We know what we need, and Clement, more importantly, knows what we need. So that's what I'm interested in. I need to see if we can get it done now. That's it, him and Coppin, that's it. That's as far as I'm concerned.
I've said it before, Southside, I'll say it again. I know you've got a different view, mate. When you don't want somebody to try and get them out the club with their own big salaries is one of the hardest things in football in the modern day at any club, mate.
Aye, and listen, there'll be players that'll sit and they'll not really care. Some of them will probably try and sit, and then you should really just move them on. I believe that there's players in that first team squad that is with them now that have been told that they're gone or have to get clubs. And it'll be speculation and whatever, but there's players in that who are there now that will be leaving. He's got to get them out the door because we've got to reduce the wage bill for a start. And we've got to get fresh investment to come in, plus there'll be investment there to add to it. But so I just find it strange that just what I said there earlier, just because of Lammers, I don't expect him to be a hangman, but I thought I would have took him or I had him training with them and the chance that he plays in some of the games, even in the pre-season games. And because if somebody comes in 2 days, 3 days time for Tav and he's played a couple or next 2 weeks and he's been in the pre-season and he's playing the games, he's going to go out the door anyway. So I don't see the difference by that unless he's maybe a bit more disruptive or something, unless he'd made his mind up, like you say, and thought, well, you'll not be. But at the end of the day, we've just got to get the players fit and ready, and hopefully some will go. But I just think they really need to start trying to get them out the door. It's time. We've got to try and have a solution here. It might be hard, but they've got to go.
All right. He's a hard man, I'll say it again. It's the hardest thing in football to get guys out the door.
And there's nothing you can do about it, man. It's just football. It's the way it is. And don't get me wrong, we've got to give the players some sort of respect here, by the way. They've signed a contract in goodwill, and they deserve their money because you're the one that's signing them. So if they want to stay, they stay. It's no good for us. We want them out. We want fresh faces, and we want this, we want that. But they've also got rights as well, man. And it's a contract. We got to honour it. So you've got to pay them. Pay them off, or just keep on paying them. And they sit there and train and do whatever it is. You've got to be professional with them as well. You've got to allow them to use the facilities and the coaching staff and access to the coaching staff and the rehab people as well. So you've got to be fair.
Unless you're in Inverness.
Unless you're in Inverness.
They've done one of the long-serving players there.
I don't get it. I don't know.
At the end of the season, his contract was up, so there was no rehab.
Oh, didn't he? Oh, right. Was he out? Oh, so he's injured. His contract's done. He's kick him out.
Basically, long-standing player. Can't remember the boy's name. By the way, just a quick question for you two before we start winding up. Would you take any loan players? You maybe talked about 4 or 5 coming in, but would you take 3 and 2? Maybe a couple of loan players to a year options? Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with a loan system. It's who you're bringing in and loan is the problem. I mean, like Silver, he was a total and utter disaster, mate. But we've had other loan players that I've known. Diamondi, Cortez, Big Sema. They're all good. And even getting back further than that, Kent, he was on loan, remember? So we've had good loan players and ended up with full-time contracts. So I've not got a problem with the loan market. Not a problem.
Don't mention Aaron Ramsey. Southside.
I've done the same with Hadji and all, Bear. Sort of up to, listen, if we have to go down that road, ideally I'd like to go out and just try and buy players and no do the loan market. But if it's the sort of project, sort of player that you're thinking can develop and get something, you get them into the first team first and foremost, playing well, and then maybe sell them on. Then if it's the loan market that way ahead for us to get a look at them, then I don't mind it. But I'm wanting a wee bit more experience, or players still want the hungry players that want to get the will to win, and Clement will be loyal to all these players that he's signing because he's bringing them in with copping. So it's down to them to do the job and play well for the club, and then hopefully we'll profit in the future. But hopefully they'll do it by success first, bring success to the club ops, because that's what we need. And then the players will get their moves.
You're looking forward to seeing Diamandi this year as he developed?
Aye, I'm looking forward to him. I think, listen, he didn't have all brilliant games last year, but I seen enough in him to see that. I think now he's had the chance to settle in, and he's going to go forward again with more teammates as well, developing a style. But I am looking forward to seeing him. I think he's got good vision. I think he might get more forward this year. I think he might contribute to more goals. I think he works hard. And I think getting the right system and with Cortez out wide, I think they two could link up pretty well together this year.
What's your thoughts, Albert?
Diamandi, I like Diamandi. I like his attitude. I love his attitude, mate. He looks like a winner to me. He looks as if he's got a bit of nastiness about him as well, and he can play football. He's got a great engine. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's a bit to learn yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a complete player, far from it. But I like what I see. Same as the boy Cortez. I like what I see in him as well. And I think Clement identified that as well. He liked the Colombian attitude, he says, in a player, because they've got that will to win, that wee bit of dig about them, that wee bit of something about them. And I think he likes that kind of player. So Diamandi, I think will come on to a brilliant season. Hopefully, anyway. But he's impressed me. I don't know about yourselves, but he's impressed me.
I thought he showed enough for me. He showed enough, and I think he had a good game in the cup final, and he left different at the park. Yeah, could have done better in some different situations, of course, but he showed enough. I thought him and Raskin were one of the better games that day, if I'm being honest. And it showed what happened when you had legs in there, Southside.
Aye, 100%. It's energy, it's the stuff we cried out for our midfield, wasn't it? And I think, like you say, Albert said that the Mondays get plenty, Barron will have plenty. Raskin, given a chance, the same. Got legs, they'll get about the park, and I think we'll probably have to add probably another midfielder into that sort of equation, maybe even two in the long run, but probably another one, I would think. Auction, I think we'll maybe try and get maybe a playmaker or that number. You've got to look for, you know, and you're looking for a playmaker, just that wee bit more experience in there that'll maybe play more often than no. We'll need to get a mainstay in there, I think. Because like we talked about, you're not going to sign somebody like Kenny McLean for that amount of money, nor that with a transfer fee if he's not playing every week. Not to be a bit part player. So I think if we're going to get another main player, maybe about 25, 26-year-old, hopefully, then I think that's the route you might want to get done, to be honest, in that midfield.
Aye, well, interesting, mate. Just a quick question for you, and maybe a yes and a no answer. But you can elaborate if you want. If he does go, Dessers, is it going to be Shanklin? Yes or no? Southside.
If the manager wants him, I think a lot of the support want him, I would go for him. It wouldn't cost you as much as you were selling Dessers.
He's obviously, what I'm saying is that Dessers does go. We didn't sign the last centre, right?
100%.
Yeah, we can't, but let's be honest, you know. Albert?
Oh, no for Hearts. Aye, if the manager wants him.
Right. And if Dessers goes, you agree we've got to sign a centre, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, 100%, mate. 100%.
Right. As a finisher, I think Shanklin could do as a turn. As a player, all-round player, I don't know sometimes if he'd suit our system, but he'd be an asset to the squad. Whether long-term he'd be your number 9 week in, week out, I don't know, Southside.
Listen, in this Scottish Premier League, he'd be my number 9 all day long. All day long. And because I think keep him in the team, he knows he scores goals, he's getting knack of scoring goals, he's a predator in the box. I think his overall play has got better, has improved. I think he's had some nice touches off the ball, he can hold it in. Is he blessed with loads of pace? No. But you listen, look at some of the goals he scored last season instinctively at Hearts, for outside the box and that. So aye, Danilo, no forgetting him. He gets about, he works hard. He's been unlucky, really unlucky with 2 injuries. He'll probably score goals, but I don't think he's got that. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get you that 20 plus a season. I could be wrong. You need to be playing regular every week, I suppose, to be getting there. But no, Shanklin for me, if we can get rid of Dessers for even 3-4 million, it wouldn't cost 4 million to bring Shanklin to Ibrox, so I would get him.
All right. Well, gentlemen, another pre-season show under our belt. I think Mr. Fox stole the show tonight as usual. Seems to date even when he's not on, didn't he, Albert?
He steals all the time, mate. See a wee question there, asking it now.
What's he put one on, is it? Yeah. He's asking who you think, or who you'll be behind with the Euros. I just hope the best team wins. There you go. That's my cop out of that one, Albert.
Well, yeah, I'll be supporting England. I'm going to mind if England win. I don't know even the English team. It's the commentators we can't go. But I'd want Spain to win it just for the football reasons, mate. They are the best team. There's no doubt about it. They are the best team. For that reason, I'd want Spain to win it. But if England win it, it wouldn't bother me, mate. Wouldn't bother me in the slightest.
Wow. No, I will watch it, but I'll be more interested again. We'll be playing at 3 o'clock tomorrow, bizarrely.
Aye, listen, Spain's been really good style, good play. It's been exciting. If England win it, it'll no bother me either. If they win it, good luck to them. Don't like their commentators and the press that go with it, but as for the team and their support, they don't bother me at all. So I just hope to see a good game of football. That's what I'm hoping for on Sunday. And if they win it, they win it. I suppose we'll have to listen to it for a while, but it is what it is. Scotland's never going to win it, so no matter.
Oh, dear. I thought I had done a joke so dear South side there.
Just the truth, mate, innit?
There's a question. Do you think we were the worst team in that tournament?
Aye.
So, yeah.
Aye, we were
Here's a
deplorable.
question back at you. Do you think we're the worst manager in the tournament?
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Disgraceful.
There we go.
Absolutely disgraceful.
There we go. Anyway, enough about that. Last word for your good self. They all better.
Well, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm right behind the manager, and equally as important, I'm right behind the board. So come on, the Rangers.
Southside.
I'm just laughing here when you said I'm right behind the board. I've been getting pelters, man.
Have you?
Oh, I've been getting pelters, aye. It's a shit show and whatever. Listen, it is what it is, aye. There's been faults and there's a mistake made, but see, at the end of the day, we support the greatest team in the world, and that's what we need today. So whether it's at Ibrox, whether it's at Hampden, it is what it is. And we're looking for Rangers to get this league title back and a couple of trophies, treble in the bag. So I don't care. Everybody can moan about it, but at the end of the day, we're here to support the team. So if it's for the streets, we'll support them for the pavements, as we said. So just get into it. Let's do this, Rangers. Thanks for having us on tonight, mate. Enjoyed the show and good to date with my mucker, Albert.
Yeah. Thanks to you two gentlemen. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue and the technical in the background. Thanks for Cal for joining us. Thanks to everybody for listening. Rangers Radio will be back on Monday night as we start building up. We'll be back for 2 shows next week, Monday and Friday, as we start building up to season 24-25. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Take it away, Foxy Boy.